play, if you're irrational.
We're just like
Yeah, do I mog right now? I fix the lighting. Do I mog? Yes or no? Wait, sorry. Do I mog right now? Be honest. I fixed the lighting. Do I mog? Yes or no? Do I mog or not? Bro. How's bro skin always going? Someone told me I had the studs from SpongeBob. And now everyone was like clowning me in the company chat. I'm like, bro, don't you all know I'm your boss? And they're like, yeah, that doesn't mean you don't look like you have the fucking studs, boy. And I'm like, man, that's great. I employ y'all. That's crazy. That's absolutely fucking wild, man. What's good? What's the fit? Peep. This is a rare Barbie. This is my geopolitical tea. This is my speculating on war tea right here. The Barbie tea. What's good? Ah, I didn't even do it today. Ah, fuck, man. What's good? What the fuck is good? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How are you all living, baby? Oh, I owe somebody money from yesterday. Who do I owe money? To? You are always so nice. Is that EP7? It's great. It's great to see you flying. I can do your shopping. What's good, man? What's good? Who won yesterday? I owe somebody money. I know I owe somebody money. All right, by the way, I ran this thing on Claude yesterday, and I basically said the same thing every single day for 150 streams, which is that we have a lot to talk about today. I've said it every day for 150 fucking streams. And I'm going to be honest, most days, or at least a reasonable amount of days, we don't have a lot to talk about. But today, I feel like we do. Guys, I think we're just edging. I don't know if edging's the right word to use, but we're basically just waiting at stalemate until what happens on market close on Friday. Like, we just are. I don't know. The market isn't real until it's closed on Friday, straight up. Like, nothing is real until that happens. And so waiting for the Battle of Karg Friday. Look, basically, that's what's happening. Ironically enough, crypto looks insane. Yep, sounds like it's gonna go down straight up, bro. Y'all gotta y'all gotta stop. Yeah. No, no more, no more, no more, no more. No more, no more, no more, no more, no more. Crypto actually looks insane. Stocks were somehow green today, and we have a bunch of, I don't know, we have Sora shut down. We have like a bunch of AI. I'm gonna do my best, by the way. I'm pretty fine. This is a slow stream today. Okay. I woke up this morning and I said, you know what? I'm 24 years old, and everyone has been saying that the key. I'm like, why do I feel like shit? And everyone's been saying for 24 years of my life, the key to feel better is to drink water. And I've never really done it. And Trapwoods with the first chatter. Thanks. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna really like try this hydration thing. I'm really gonna try it. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna hydrate. Like I'm gonna drink real water, like really drink water. Like I care about myself. And I drank a lot of water, and honestly, I feel great. I probably drank I drank 3 of these. How much? What do you think this is? How much water do you think this is? 3 of these in the morning. It's 3:30 p.m. I've had 3 of these. I've had 3 of them, and I had a coffee. And I had one of these. 3 of these and 1 of these. And I feel great. Like, you're the type of guy to drink water. How much do you think this is, honestly? Like, somebody ask Claude. Take a screenshot. And tell me what Claude says. But I usually just drink coffee. Like, that's mostly what I drink. I drink coffee. I drink a water at the gym, like a little smart water. I buy it at the gas station. Look at the bottom of it. No, it doesn't say. Yeah, I usually just do coffee and like a smart water every day. But, or a Fiji. It depends, like, what Bitcoin price is. And I drank 3 of these this morning, and I feel great. I actually feel great. And so I'm like, fuck it, I could do it. Take my time. I can be precise on stream. I can articulate my words. I could really like come at this thing methodically. So it's a big week. By the way, college basketball's on tomorrow. I know this isn't a basketball stream, but I mean, Arizona, Arkansas, Darius Acuff, the best player in college basketball tomorrow. Arizona, they got the player of the year in the conference, Jaden Bradley. They got Bryce James, #1 supporter in the game. Like that, I'm locked in tomorrow. Tomorrow's college basketball day. Also, I got a new chair. I'm pretty hyped. I've been sitting in like a dude. I've been sitting in a fucking wooden like, what do you call? I don't even know. We bought like a little wooden like IKEA chair, and I've been in so much pain. It's unreal. And so now I have this like big back lat spread type of chair. And yeah, I'm just having a good day, man. I'm having a good day, guys. And so I'm excited to pass that on to you today. So, all right. Roll call, baby. Who's here? Alex, what's good? Seth, Caleb, Rectal, Small, G-Man, P-Boy Sandwich, Kevin, Viblet, Trader, what's good? Oh my God, it's moving too fast. Pipe Bomb 33, Spoon, Kira, Hidden Character, Apewood, Apewood, Moncock Maxi, Polka, what's good? Cyrus, Teo, what's good? Swifty, Zaru, what's good? Apewood again, what's good? Wavy, don't spam it, Apewood, Jackson, Ray, Shifty, Wavy, Seth, Cod, Mard, what's good? What's good? Tentacle Poppy, Chaco Birdie, and Capstone, Chunky, Alex, what the fuck is good? All right, here's the deal. It's like, we sort of have a main topic of the stream that it's hard to let it be anything else because, yeah, I mean, we're in the middle of war and it's just not stopping. Is anyone surprised that Israeli News Network 12 announcing a ceasefire is not true? Shocker, right? That's a big one, huh? Was anyone else caught off guard on that one? That Israeli News Network 12, I think, in channel 3. Richmond, Virginia were wrong about the ceasefire. I mean, somebody lost money on that. And I just, at this point don't even really know what to say. Yo, you were bullied on capture by Agent Piss. I can't believe you fucking idiots convinced me to buy this coin last night. I actually I cannot believe it that I was somehow psyoped into buying this absolute fucking garbage. Just the worst coin ever. Someone posted some screen. It's not high right now. Stop. No, it is not. Stop. Cap. How do you spell it? CAPTCHA. I mean, it's higher. It's 4 mil, bro. You bought that Pico top and Pico sold? No, I didn't want to buy it, okay? You gotta understand, I've actually been doing great. We're gonna talk about Tau. I've actually been like really trading well. And so I have like a little bit of an ego about it right now, obviously, because I've been cooking. And then somebody posts this fucking up 90% of my Tau short, by the way. If you show me a screenshot up 90% on a Tau short right now, I'll delete my Twitter account. And so I see the screenshot on Twitter of Citrini posting on Captcha, and I'm like, oh my God. There's no way this is, oh my God. Why are you making me buy this garbage? And so, of course, I did. I just was like, Citrini. And I bought it. And then I just came into a bad energy. My message on FOMO was like, why am I here? You look at the holder list, it's just like the worst holder list of all time. It's like all the fucking regulars are up 5,000% on FOMO. Resale calendars up 3,000%. Like, it's just like all the fucking regulars. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to buy this shit. And I just did. Then I woke up and I was so mad that I was down money because I knew I'd be down money because it was retarded that I sold it. Shout out on chain though, getting a bid. Like, I respect it. Crypto, we're gonna talk about crypto a lot today. There's a lot going on. What is the oil future holder list? If you knew I guarantee if you knew who the top P&L holders of oil were, like you could see on FOMO, you would not trade that shit. If you could see top P&L on oil futures, you would run for the fucking hills. I guarantee it. You would never touch it. You would be like, this asset class is cursed. I'm never trading this. You would run for the hills, and you can't see it, and that's why we trade it. So, all right. I have a bunch of things I want to talk about today. I have a couple like rants that I want to get into at the beginning. First and foremost, this tweet has nothing to do with my rant. You get paid for understanding things better than other people. This has nothing to do with what I'm about to say, but it's Flood, and Flood makes me think of Hyperliquid. I am fully convinced at this point that if there is another mass onboarding event on chain, it's perps. It is going to be perpetual futures on the number one venue to trade all assets with one unified balance, the House of Finance, Hyperliquid. Dude, I've been in crypto for a long time. I really have. At this point, I've been in crypto for 5 years. And I showed up for Top Shot. And then I was, I got a MetaMask. I used Nifty Gateway. I used OpenSea. I remember when the first Genie and Gem to sweep NFTs technology came out. I remember when Phantom first came out, which swept everybody. I remember when Magic Eden first came out. I remember buying Solana NFTs. I remember the first time I used Friendtech. I remember the first time I used everything. DeFi Kingdoms, I was on it. I remember the first time I tried Pump Fun, of course. I'll never forget the first time I tried Pump Fun. I'll never forget the first time I tried Axiom. I'll never forget the first time I traded on Bonkbot. Bonkbot was crazy. First time I used Bonkbot was wild. I'll never forget the first time I used Photon. That changed the world. The first time I touched Photon, I thought my life would never be the same. I remember the first time I used Crypto Valleys. I remember the first time I never used Banana Gun, but Bonkbot. First time I saw Meme Scope on Photon, and then the first time I saw wallet tracking Axiom. First time I traded ordinals. The first time I got in Bitcoin. The first time I used Tezos. The first time I used FOMO, of course. First time using Phantom after getting off MetaMask. First time using, I don't know, what else? First time using Magic Eden. First time using Tensor. First time using Soul Sniper. I remember the first time using Robinhood. I remember the first time using Coinbase. Coinbase Wallet used to be my go-to wallet. Never used Bolex. I remember using Blast. I remember using every single product that's basically ever come out in crypto ever. Every time I made money, every time I lost money. I remember everything I've ever done with crypto. And there has just never, like, from an onboarding perspective and from a new game perspective, Hyperliquid Perps is just unreal. I'm sorry. It's unreal. It's absolutely unreal. Okay? In the last 2 months, I've longed Bitcoin, closed it, longed Tesla on the SpaceX IPO, closed it, longed Palantir because we were going to war, closed it, longed Bitcoin, closed the Bitcoin long, longed crude oil, realized crude oil sucks because they can export ban, closed it, longed Brent oil, closed it because the US government is manipulating the order books, and then longed Tau because Jason Calacanis is shilling it. And it is just so good. Guys, it was not that long ago that if you wanted to trade anything, you had, like, it wasn't long ago if you wanted to trade Tau, your bottleneck to trading Tau was, I don't have money on blank chain. My money's on Base. I got to get my money onto ETH mainnet. I got to get my money onto Solana. I got to get my money onto this other platform. Like, there is an argument to be made that, wow, maybe everything in crypto was just a vehicle to tokenize TradFi assets, and maybe that's true. But man, even if that is true, at least you got a beautiful trading experience out of it. I really think if this was a mobile app, that was pretty, like, we're not that far away from there being like many millions of users on trading perps. It's just a better vehicle. You know, we had this long conversation this morning talking about the content of the stream. In the US in particular, by the way, in the US, they got to legalize it. You can trade Hyperliquid Perps on Phantom UI, mobile app. It's beautiful. But you need, once we get like US legal off the VPN, it's like my dad wanted to trade perps and I'm like, it's VPN. He's like, I'm not really a VPN guy. We had this conversation this morning about the stream and like the difference between the type of content we cover every day, which is like we sit on the front lines of the most electric game, the most volatile game, right? Like we're like the people in this chat, you got your guys' head is like so in the weeds on every like candlestick that you are like, you welcome risk, like you welcome volatility. We welcome volatility. The whole world doesn't like welcome volatility. At least if you looked at the world through like every age demographic, like, you know, 18 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. And so because you guys are like, we're kind of volatility junkies in a way, right? Like all we want is movement in markets. You can't really like, it's hard. I would imagine it's hard for you to go watch some other like high level finance content when we're so in the weeds. And so we're talking about like this like personal finance niche, which I think is pretty good. We might do a tax stream on Friday. And we were talking about like Graham Stephan, who's huge. We were talking about Dave Ramsey, talking about a lot of these like Roth IRA, 401k, like invest your paycheck, get a side hustle with Airbnb, like getting the real, like these like wealth saving, wealth protecting, sort of like, what would you call that niche? I don't really know. It's like finance, but it's not like slamming crude longs. Okay. And we basically were talking about how there's just an unreal audience for that, but they're a lot older. It's a very fire niche, but the people that are watching that stuff are like 30, 40, 35, 35, 40, have made a lot of money, and they're big into like retirement accounts. And so the TAM for it is way bigger. But I really am a believer. Nah. I meant like 40, not 30. I know a lot of you guys are 30. I meant like 40. But like you could be 30 and you could watch that. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't mean it like that. I'm speaking in general terms. Nah, I stand on what I said. I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm just speaking in general terms. But I am a big believer that the new genre on the come up, like the college kids right now, the 18-year-olds right now, are really not super excited to earn like 4% on like their 401k, like 2% on it. They're not that excited about it. And I think a lot of these people like do want volatility bad. Like they are volatility junkies as well. And so it's kind of like a trade-off a little bit of a lot of our day in, day out stuff is going to be like a little bit more niche, what we do. But I kind of like that it's niche in our stream because everybody here is like really freak about we can actively trade these markets. And I think the new genre coming up feels the same way. They're ripping sports parlay. Like they're all traders. They just don't really know it yet. Monitoring the situation, Twitter, if you want to call it. And I think every single person that has ever opened a sports bet or taken a parlay on March Madness or done anything similar will trade perps at some point. They will. They will trade perps at some point. They just don't quite realize that they want it yet, partly because of crypto. It has a weird connotation. And so here's something I was thinking about today is like, all right, the outside perception of crypto is so funny because the whole world sees crypto. So I'm missing a lot of chat messages. What VPN do I use? I don't even know. Maybe Nord. I don't even know. I'll answer chat messages in a second. Here's what I'll say real quick about crypto perception is, I was having a conversation with this editor who's like a crypto guy. And we were talking about like going viral on YouTube and these other platforms. And no, I don't use the VPN for perps. I'm saying like in general, if you need a VPN to protect yourself on the internet, I have one. I think Nord. The outside perception of these like crypto guys is complete scam, trash, take your money, like bad for the world. When in reality, there's a lot of that going on, but the crypto traders are really making money. This is the crypto traders really make money. The guys, and look, I know we're riddled with grifts, we're riddled with scammers. The outside perception is we're only grift LARPs. When in reality, the people that really do it, like you guys know, really make money. Like really put up bread and make money. And on the contrary, the outside world sees these day traders. I'm not gonna like mention people by name. I got some friends in that scene, but you know what I'm talking about. The core sellers, they see them as like aspirational, live in Miami, day trade the S&P, and this is how I'm gonna get rich. When in the background, those are the guys that make no money, are basically scamming and rip the course. And the perception is like fully flipped. And I just think it's going to evolve. I think it's going to evolve. And I don't, I really don't feel this like pressure to switch what we're doing and to make our content super general and retarded, because I just think that we're right. And I think that people that gravitate, I just think we're like a little bit, I think a lot of you in this chat too are just like a little bit ahead of your time. And it's just going to age well. A lot of it is going to age. We're going to do a lot of aging well, I think. Now, I'm not sure how well I personally am going to age, like physically. Okay. But I think we're going to age well. Because yes, crypto is always early. Because one of the things I've learned, I actually had this conversation on a date. And I was telling this girl like why crypto is so awesome. And what I explained, by the way, this is the same girl. I've been like, she might watch the stream, so I got to be careful. I've been on a run. By the way, since I got to New York City, I'm on a run. I'm on a run. But I've talked about this before. I'm the one and done date guy. I don't know if it says more about her or more about me, but I'm very like one and done. Like I'm a John Calipari, Rick Pitino prospect. I'm a Bill Self prospect. I'm a, I'm one of those. I'm a Coach K back in the day type of prospect. And what I was explaining to her is the reason. Maybe this is my dad I was talking to. I don't know exactly if it was my dad or if it was a girl. But what I was explaining to her is that crypto is almost a precursor for culture in the world at large, because it's almost like if you were to run, like if you were to play Sims, like a simulation of population and let everybody fucking run wild and be like, wow, like it's like Lord of the Flies, right? I don't want to like use the word island, but I've never seen Lord of the Flies, but I think I know how it goes. Where you like just like leave everybody on the fucking, and like whatever happens. Civil society, like, I'm going down a weird rabbit hole here, but what I was saying is like the reason crypto is early to everything is because it's so raw and brutally real, because there's like no rules in theory. There's no guidelines, there's no guardrails. It's just like free, open, pump fund market. And so a lot of the behavior that crypto breeds is what culture at large and society at large would be doing if they could be doing it. But you're not able to because you have a job, or like because there's like, I don't know, laws and things that are like stopping you. But crypto, it's like anything goes. And so a lot of the language, a lot of the people's styles, how they act, how they moved, how they trade, it's like the most pure form of a free market, and everything follows it. And so I think that our niche here is just like a little bit ahead of our time. Like I sometimes I'm always like, yeah, I'm talking to this girl and she's looking at me like, and sometimes I think to myself, like I'll beat my head against the wall, like how do we go mainstream? And then oftentimes I'm like, no, I think we're just like a little bit ahead of our time, I'm not sure if it was my dad or a girl, but I think they both were looking at me like, all like, wow, either so my son is so talented, or like, wow, I'm letting him crack. But that is yeah, that's sort of my yeah, everyone's gonna use Hyperliquid. Basically, everyone's gonna trade perps was where I was going with that. Everyone's gonna trade perps. So that's rant number one. The second thing I want to say before we get into the not serious stuff is, oh yeah, you guys want to see this real quick? No, I don't have any. I'm so fucking performative. Like you have never, dude. I'll bring somebody in here. First date, if they make it here, and the first thing I'm doing is I'm like, come see the stream room, pop the camera open. It has the full picture, so we're in here flicking up with the camera open. Like you guys can't see my screen, I guess. I could screen share maybe, but you could, like, as the OBS flicking up. Then you pull the thing behind. Whoa, secret door. And then I walk over in the corner and I whip this shit out. And they're like, nah. Marty Supreme, move every time, move. So, all right. I got one more thing I want to say. Is, yes, I know you want to talk about markets. Before we get to markets, I want to just say something very serious. Okay. Wait, there's actually a secret door yet. I'll show you it later. All right, look. This is the most important. Usually I say we'll get to the important stuff in a minute, but this is actually the most important part of the whole stream. Is I got my tax numbers back. Okay. And I know I said this before, but it didn't really like hit me at first when I got my taxes number, because you ever like been told something so bad that you just crack humor about it? Like I told Malcolm how bad it was, and he was more upset than I was. I was just trolling. I'm like flexing it, like how this is how much I owe in taxes. I'm flexing how much I owe in taxes. I'm telling people like I'm, and it was funny and cute. And I got some good like flirt jokes off with it for sure. I got a couple like pickup lines with it. But it kind of like really hit me like, okay, yo, I actually owe this much money in taxes. And I'm really at a loss. I'm genuinely at a loss for words on the taxes dilemma. Okay. Because I owe 54% of everything that I've made. 54. That's my tax bracket. Again, if you were wondering. Yeah. That's my tax bracket. Yep. Yep. And so that, what does a pickup line look like? Is I can't do it right now. I can't do it right now. I'll do it near the end. And so it's 54% of everything I owe. 54% of everything I made. It's more than half. And so if you don't do math, that means 46% of what you made you keep. And I'll just be real. I definitely haven't lived my last year as if I only am retaining 46% of everything I've made. Am I like wrong to say that? Like I definitely haven't been moving as if I only have 46% of my P&L for the last, I mean, is that like fair to say, call that out? Like, definitely like, do we really need that bottle of Dawn? Probably not. Or like, did I really need to like buy that 4th bracelet from Yerman? Like, probably not. And so what I've learned from taxes, and I want to make something very clear, and this is going to be a good clip, so clip this and clip it well. I'm going to tweet this. Did I really have to promise that Aruba vacation? Like, no, San Diego probably would have worked just fine. It was 2 hours away. We could get there by car. Do we really have to go to Aruba? No, we could have just gone to like Orange County and it would have been, if we went to Orange County, I would have hated her just as much as I did in the Bahamas. I would have been just as miserable in Orange County as I was in Turks. I would have been equally miserable. Okay. I would have hated her just as much. We would have fought the same amount. And yeah, I would have been equally miserable in fucking Orange County. Like it wouldn't have been worse. And so what I learned, okay, I really sat, because, look, I don't know about y'all, what your goals are, but I'm trying to get fucking rich. Okay? I'm trying to get fucking, I told you guys that I'm not going to get off the stream until I have at least like, I don't know, 10 M's. I don't know what y'all are like here to do, but I want to get rich. I want to get smart. I want to get rich and smart. That's it. And I was really doing the math on how much money you need to make in a world where you owe 54% to the government. And then I started doing the math on if you don't get it from investing, like angel investing, like if you don't rip JCal Uber and you don't sell a company and you don't be employee number like 4, move to a city that doesn't hate you, first time chatter, and you don't like get equity in some company that like goes public, and you do it as a full-time trader, okay? And what I deducted is that if you are a full-time trader, and I mean your primary income is trading, green and red, long, short, or cash, that is how you make all of your money, and you live in New York City or you live in the great state of California, you are either the fucking GOAT, a complete LARP, or some combination of both, and you're not paying taxes. Straight up. Okay? If you meet somebody that lives in New York or California, they are either the GOAT and you should spend the rest of your life with this person, or they're LARPing and evading taxes. Because to do that, to make it 8 figs in California or New York City is fucking gnarly. Okay? And I get the Puerto Rico thing now. I get it. I get the Puerto Rico thing now. I get it. I totally get it. 0% capital gains. I totally get the Puerto Rico thing now. I totally get it. And this taxes thing is like a real thorn in my side. It's a real thorn in my side. It is. It's a thorn, man. It's a thorn in my side because it really does blow. Like, I hate to be here and complain it, but I'm totally in the camp of just make more money. This is my stance. You gotta just make more money. The lifestyle's worth it. New York's worth it. You gotta just make more money. And so I know I started the stream talking about personal finance, but we're gonna have to get smart with some tax stuff. We just are. And so we're gonna do a tax stream on Friday. I'm sorry. We're gonna do a tax stream on Friday. We just are. We're gonna do a tax stream on Friday. And so you gotta try to contain the lifestyle bloat. I'm not gonna lie, I've experienced extreme lifestyle creep. Like, extreme lifestyle creep. I mean, I have. And the thing about capital gains that they don't tell you is, like, people will make you feel bad. People that aren't paying taxes will make you feel bad. By the way, let me say two things. If you have enough money, if you make, like, rich, my definition of rich, clip this actually. My definition of making it is you can drive Uber Black everywhere you want to go, and you can Uber Eats a meal a day if you need to. That's making it. Anything above that is just extra. Okay? But the thing that they don't tell you, okay? The thing that tax evaders don't tell you when they're like, oh, you're paying too much. What they don't tell you is that you can't loop capital gains. Like, it just is. You don't get to loop there's no method. Even the method guys don't have a method for cap gains. There's no method. You don't get to loop capital gains. Every year I crush about taxes and everyone does this. Oh, don't you have an LLC? Oh, don't you have a wealth manager? What about an LLC? Dude, get an LLC. There's no fucking LLC that's going to save you from 54% capital gains. Okay? There's no LLC that's going to save you from that. There's no method. There's no write-off. There's no trust fund. There's no Cayman Islands, offshore wealth account, nothing. There's no trust this, nothing. Capital gains are capital fucking gains. Okay? And the most people that are telling you that you can loop capital gains don't have any capital gains. Okay? And as somebody with capital gains, I can tell you that there's no method. There's absolutely no method. And so we're going to do a tax stream on Friday because it's important. I got to fucking pay him. I got to pay him. There's nothing I can do about it. There's literally nothing I can do about it. I got to fucking pay him. I got to pay him. And so we're going to have to just make more money. We're going to have to make more money. Chat, y'all paying your taxes this year? Be honest. Be honest. Do you not pay estimated quarterly taxes? I feel like I should just not answer a lot of these questions. People in here being like, no. On my KYC, on a KYC Twitch account, they're like, no. All right, that is what that is. So that's my rant. We can actually start the stream now. That is a crazy question, by the way. You need to move to Puerto Rico. I don't want to move to Puerto Rico. I remember the by the way, did you guys know this? We're going to actually get into the topics now. You know Jeffrey Epstein won the Powerball? If you didn't have enough conspiracies and lack of faith in our system, did you know this is true? Did you actually know about this? Look at what year, too. Newly released documents for 2026 have fueled reports that a trust linked to Jeffrey Epstein, known as the Zorro Trust, claimed a Powerball jackpot in 2008. Okay? Reports indicate that Zorro Trust, a legal entity associated with Epstein's Zorro Ranch in New Mexico won a portion of an $80 to $85 million Powerball jackpot from a July 2nd, 2008 drawing. It took home $30 million after taxes, bro. The win occurred just 2 days after Epstein entered a Florida jail to begin a 13-month sentence in 2008. Insane. When did Jeffrey Epstein first make real money? Crazy. Okay, I actually didn't realize it went it was this early. He won the Powerball in 2008. I think he just got lucky. What do you think? I think he just got lucky, and it was completely random. Okay, that's on my intro list. What else do I have on my intro list? Oh, I have my greatest tax crash out of all time, but I'll just skip this for now. I'll just skip one of my greatest tweets of all time. I'll delete this. We'll rant about this later, but it's my favorite tweet of the day. I added it. There's fuck you money, but then there's fuck you skills. You can be so skilled that you actually don't have to care about what people think. You'll be fine no matter what. Chat, we are building fuck you skills. That's what I want to build. Fuck you money is sick. Fuck you assets are really cool, but we're building fuck you skills. That is actually what being able to trade. Being able to trade, by the way, if you really think about this, being able to trade, think about this for a second. One more rant. Think about this for a second. Being able to trade is actually the ultimate fuck you skill. Because if you could trade and trade well, it took me a while to realize this. I was interested in trading before I decided I wanted to get good at trading. If you can trade, you actually can say and do whatever you want, and you never have to be employable, ever. At the very least, it's like the goated backup. Because in theory, if you could trade, and I mean, if you can really trade, you don't ever have to answer to anybody. Ever. You could believe what you want to believe. You could think what you want to think. You can say what you want to say. You can do what you want to do. And you're not responsible for any brand image, any perceptions. Obviously easier said than done. But in theory, until I came here, I never thought I could be good at games. Different now, though. In theory, chat, in theory, is that even in a world where the market goes to shit, if you can trade, you could still trade that. And so you can make it up and down. It's like OpenSea. Okay, it didn't matter if NFTs went up or down, they're making money. The thing about trading is it's in these skills. Probably the best two skills ever is like being an electrician or like a welder and knowing how to trade. Those are the two. Being really good at meme scope and being a plumber are the two most goated skills of all time because you're forever needed. You're forever needed. Those are the most important skills ever. Plumbing and trading. Axiom trader and plumber. And so, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. And I have one excerpt I want to read and then we can start. It's a little bit long though. Maybe we'll skip it, but I will skip it for now. Has anyone ever read Reminiscence of a Stock Operator? Be honest, you ever read it? Yo, like, you know what I really like is I like fantastic book. What's good, Kyle? I just realized I'm just obsessed with like ball knowledge. I just like lore, trading lore. I want to hear about people trading. It's like so awesome. The craziest thing about Reminiscence of a Stock Operator is that it's the same market. It's the same market. Nothing changed. What he was trading, I loved reading about just how scam-filled the early days were. Nothing changed. Jesse Livermore was trading markets in like 1907 that act the exact same way as what we're trading right now. And half the book is about governments manipulating the market, price action being fake, nothing being real, manipulation this, manipulation that. The word manipulation and tips is written in that book like 500 times. It's the same fucking game. It's the same game. It's the same game that they've been trading the same game before. Like, you would imagine it looks different when there was pink slips, then when there was hand signals, then when there was websites, then when there was Robinhood, then when there was fucking IKBR, any of these. Wow, this is an insane tweet. Who just sent me this? Wow, should we just like have fun today? Bro, he was multi-walleting. Yes, they had multi-wallets. 1909 when he was pumping Pacific Steel Co. They were multi-walleting. What is this? What is this tweet? Bethlehem Steel 1914 increased 1,500% in 99 weeks. Bro, the bucket shops was just the trenches. It's the same fucking game. He was trading the same thing. It doesn't change. If you can trade, you could spawn. You could look. You could throw me in any era and I have value. Any era and I have value, okay? You could throw me in, I've spoken about this many times, you could throw me in the woolly mammoth era and I'm not going to be killing saber-toothed tigers, but I'm bartering salt for meat, bro. I just, you could throw me in any era that we've ever lived through, and I'm on that boat, 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, and I'm chopping up deals in the bottom decks. You could throw me in any era. Like, I'm not sure you could throw like Wemby in any era. That's the difference. I made this thing that like traders are cooler than NBA players. I'm not sure Bam Adebayo is like super skilled in any era other than the NBA era. Honestly. You could throw me in the barter era at any era ever. And they're trading, bro. The economy used to be a barter economy. Trading. It's the most blue blood through. Okay, by the way, I said Wemby wouldn't be valuable in the woolly mammoth era. That's definitely cap. He would be useful in the yeah. He would do just fine in the athletic era. He's like 7'5". But so would I, is sort of my take. So I don't know. I read this Jesse Livermore shit. I read the Jesse Livermore and it gives me optimism about the future of the world. It gives me Jesse Livermore lifetime P&L. Is that thing I can find out? I actually haven't gotten here yet. I haven't finished the book. I haven't gotten to the crash yet. Wow. I know he kills himself. In the 1929 market crash, Jesse Livermore made $100 million. $100 million. Brother. 100 million in 1929 to today. And he zeroed out. Bro, he zeroed out. 1.9 billion to zero. And he had a wife, and it's actually a tragic story. He had a wife and kids. Bro, he zeroed out $1.9 billion. You know, one of the segments I actually want to do on this personal finance topic is that at that point you stop, but how could you? How could you watch 1.9 Bs? You would stop, Cal. How could you watch 1.9 Bs flash across your stream, across your screen, and be like, I'm good? There's no number, bro. This is the curse, I think, of being a speculator, is if you really love it, I don't think you can stop. This is the side we shouldn't advertise. Now you could probably like, I don't know, put a couple M's in an account. But if you really love it, I don't think you could stop. I was about to say something and I forgot. Yeah, 1.9 Bs back to 0. Oh, one of the things I want to do a stream on with the personal finance, I actually think this is a sick topic. Wealth preservation. I like this. I'm just like front running all of our topics, but I'm like in a talky mood today. I feel good. I drink water. I feel like I look good. Is imagine a stream on what do you do when you make 100K for the first time. Nobody talks about this. What do you do when you bank 100K on a trade for the first time? Or you bank 10K on a trade for the first time? What do you actually do with it? I'm going to be honest. I have made, like, okay, I don't want to, like, dox my wallets and my lifetime P&L. But, dude, I've made 100K on a trade, like, a lot of times, honestly. I've made 100K on a trade a lot of times. And every single time, I just size heavier into the next trade. Like, the first time I made 100K on a trade, I sold it. We went to... It's actually exactly what happened. The first time I made 100K on a trade, we went to David Yurman, then the club, and then I sized 5 times heavier than I should on my next trade. Like, just like slid the leverage up on the next trade is like exactly what I did the first time I made 100K in a trade. It was sick. It was fun. Malcolm was there. We all went to Yurman. I got a fucking, I don't know, spent like 3K on a fucking necklace I never wear. It could have been worse. And you just size heavier on the next trade. But we never really do. I swear, we are talking about the market, though. I'm about to talk about the market in a minute. We never really do. What do you actually do with it? Like, what do you? It's like, by my tahini, what tahini and pearl, the pearls, bro. That was awesome. We actually never really talk about what you do with it. Because, like, if you turn 10K to 100, your next trade should not be with, like, 75K. It should not be. Or if you turn 1K to 10, your next trade should not be 5K. Or if you turn $100 into 1,000, your next trade should not be with $800. Like, this is actually where we get lost in the sauce. Crypto numbers on the screen. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this stream. I'm optimistic, or I'm not optimistic about anything. I am optimistic about things, but it's the wrong word. We are gonna do this stream. All right, I'm gonna move on in a second, but I'm just curious. Like, he really made. Yeah. Livermore's tendency to take extreme risks led to multiple spectacular blowups where he lost his entire fortune. Yeah, brutal. That's the thing about the trader too, is like, we really glorify the hero blowup. That's the thing. The difference between us and these like Graham Stephan characters is they don't glorify the hero trade. For better or for worse, I guess. I'm such a dopamine fucking freak that I love it. I glorify it like unreal. I love a hero trade and I love a hero blow up. I really glorify it. But all right, let's do the market. Market closed today. Here's where we're at. Spy. Hey, by the way, before we do it, chat, everyone in the chat, last 48 hours, up or down, and on what? What's your highest conviction trade right now? Highest conviction position? What do you got? Up on Tau, up Tau. Jesus. Up Tau. Believe. Up on Tau. Jesus, dude. Up Tau short plus 130%. Is that real? Jesus. Caught last Friday. VCX. We'll talk. Are you actually in that? No, you're not. You're not in that. We're going to talk about the VCX. Bullish on CAPTCHA. I hate CAPTCHA. No Bob Black's coverage today. I haven't really followed it, but I think Bob Black's is free. Shout out Bob Black's. Okay, cool. Well, you're in oil. Chat, before I move on, is anyone in oil? I just want to know like how miserable we are right now. Is anyone in an oil trade either direction? Who's chunky nuts? It is up. It is up. We'll look at it. We'll look at it. Look at the buy button every second. I've been staring at it for days, and I'm like so miserable. I'm actually more miserable not in the trade, even though I know it's the worst, just the worst trade ever. I'm actually proud of my ability to identify it as a bad trade, but it doesn't make me feel better. It doesn't make me like a happier person. I'm not happier. Then I, think, see, it's probably a bad rabbit hole. I'll save it. Are you supposed to be happy as a trader? I'll save that, I guess. But I'm definitely not a happier person not in the oil trade, even though I know it's against me and I know I'm going to lose money. I'm definitely not enjoying my life more that I'm not in the oil trade, even though I know it's impossible to make money on it. But, all right. Here's market close. SPY plus 0.5%, which is crazy. I feel like I'm right and I'm getting scammed. Welcome to the fucking club, my friend. Welcome to the fucking club. I just feel like I sound so gay saying this over and over and over again. Like, I'm right, market's wrong. It's like at a certain point, fuck you, Market doesn't care. SPY up 0.5%, Russell flat. Dow's green today, wild. Q's up 0.6, software ETF, another red day. Individual names, we'll go crypto. Hype down 1. Sol flat, basically silver flat. Dollar up 0.5%. Zcash down 5, gnarly. Ugh. Yeah, the sky's fucking red. Doesn't matter what you think. Tariffs felt very similar. I'll come back to this in a second on the oil. Monero flat after a nice candle. Gold had a decent day. Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin looks decent, gentlemen. The US 10-year we got on here. Yields down 1%. And Tau, after a beautiful day, is up 3%. I don't know. I have a very tight stop on this one. I would like to make I was up a lot of money on Tau. I like to leave with a lot of money, I fucking round tripped multi 5 figures twice on oil, and it fucking tilted the ever loving shit out of me. Sometimes gassing for the highest P&L is just like not worth the mental health risk if it round trips. The oil thing fucking. You should read my journal, dude. Actually, no, you shouldn't. But if you should wish that you could one day read my trading journal about the oil shit. What percent of book is in Tau? Not much. I just have like a pretty early entry on some Lev, but I'm pretty tight on this. Like I don't know. Like I shouldn't lose 330 or I'm out, kind of thing. I'm not gonna lose money on it, but I'm not. I'm just like not tweeting. It's a fully attention trade. I still don't know anything about it, and so I'm totally like not married to it at all. My new thing is don't marry a fucking bag. Do not marry a fucking bag. I'm not doing it. What do you use for journaling your trades? I just like schizo write in this like little journal. Is it here? Do I have it? No, I don't have it. I just like schizo write when I'm like in the mood. And then individual names. Defense is up a little bit today. Chemicals are up a lot today. Nvidia up 2. Sandisk down 4. Software looks terrible. I don't know. Amazon up 2. Everything just chops every day. Everything's up 1, down 1 every fucking day till you just. AMD's up 7, by the way. Huge day. And Intel's up a lot. And then these names, what else we got that we care about? Where's Hims? Hims down 2.3. Hims is down only since I started taking the hair pills. Pee poo tweet will read it. Hims down only since I started taking the hair pills. Figure down 3.5. Just like boring. We're having up 5, but it's the worst performing stock in the S&P. Why is it up? It had that like their fund announcement or whatever. Circle up 2.5 after just a disgusting day. Strategy up 2. Coinbase flat. Adobe, the worst stock of all time. Google, and then TSM. And then the fabled oil. We'll go on Hyperliquid for that. Oh, Stretch is almost over 100, isn't it? Sailor's about to start buying Bitcoin again. It's close. Sailor's gonna start buying again. Oh, they're watching YouTube, Twitter, you watch chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. Hyperliquid. I've been looking so long. Wow. Okay, here's where we're at. Brent oil looks pretty good, unironically. And then crude oil, WTI, looks the same. And I don't think anyone is surprised that Israeli News Network 12 was just LARPing about ceasefire. Also, that's not true. $500 in memes to make it a top 4% list. I don't think that's true. I have like 20 wallets that I've made. I don't think that is true.
Feeling it?
Can I talk about I want to talk about peptides before we do war. Can we like put it off for one more minute? My brain needs a break, guys. My brain needs a break. Let's watch this real quick. There was a debate that happened between Martin Shkreli and this fucking Chad who runs Superpower, like peptides company. And I want to get you guys' take on the peptides.
Yeah, I mean, why?
Oh, my headphones are off. Chad, who here's taking peptides? Yes or no?
Yeah, I mean, why do you have a right to pirate somebody's intellectual property?
Oh.
You know, this is the property of Eli Lilly. They discovered it. They spent billions of dollars on it.
By the way, he doesn't know about Chinese capitalism. There's no pirating intellectual property. It's welcome to Chinese capitalism.
You want to steal it? You want to work with a Chinese company stealing it? I mean, that's not good for America. That's not good for the drug industry. And guess where do these drugs come from? They come from American R&D labs. And if you keep stealing them and pirating them in this like weird twilight, like, you know, DIY drug system, which is not very large, at least compared to pharma, you know, I don't know if you make a big impact, but if it went very large scale, you would. I mean, you'd stop having drugs the same way pirating music would you know, have huge ramifications for the music ecosystem. So you have to respect intellectual property to some extent. And then taking hereditary, which is just sort of
Intellectual property is a state of your imagination. If you make something cool enough, they just steal it. There's nothing you can do about it.
a GLP plus.
IP protection is just not real. I don't know. It's just not real. Chinese capitalism. We should read the article. Chinese capitalism. If you make something good enough, people just steal it, and there's nothing you can fucking do about it.
If you will, instead of just waiting it.
Nothing you can do about it. Anyone who's ever done anything cool ever, it gets stolen. Ever. No one that's ever done anything cool has not had it stolen somewhere else. IP protection is not a thing. It's a state of your imagination. The difference between Chinese capitalism and American capitalism is that American capitalism pretends like IP protection is real.
For it to be FDA approved or like using Ozempic, I think this is like the worst risk reward decision you could possibly make. It's like some of the decisions I used to make in the past. You know, what is your upside to taking illegally manufactured retatrutide from some other place and you can't verify?
This guy's handsome, I can't lie. I'm like inclined to trust what he's about to respond with.
Et cetera, versus just taking Ozempic. The people that take peptides and have these peptide stacks are mostly people in SF, maybe New York. They're very wealthy people. They don't know what the rest of the world looks like. Nobody else in middle America is excited to do this. It's not normal, Max, to inject yourself with things. This isn't like a thing everyone should be doing.
Quick video,
so,
we're gonna talk about the markets.
To me, the retatrutide case is really insane because this is a drug that Eli Lilly is going to get approved eventually. Sure. And the fact that there are people dying of certain terrible diseases, and they need compassionate use. They need to get on extension programs, but nobody needs retatrutide now, right now, before FDA approval in a few months.
Vibe.co, where D2C brands, B2B startups, and AI companies.
I want to hear the rebuttal. I wanted to hear the rebuttal. What the fuck was that? What was that? We should just, maybe we could watch the whole debate later today. But I'm honestly, here's what I'll say about the peptide industry is it's a very unique situation where the voice of reason on one side of the argument is Martin Shkreli. It's like, oh, food for thought. By the way, I'm a Shkreli fan. I actually am a Shkreli fan, and we have a beef that I hope we can get squashed because I want him to come on the stream. I really want him to come on the stream. He doesn't want to come on the stream. We have a beef. No, we didn't have a beef. He has a beef with me, and I don't think he cares enough to squash it. But I think he's smart, and maybe one day we'll get the Shkreli stream. By the way, on the hey, do you support Trump? I don't know who's asking. First chatter. That's the first chat you sent in here. Who's asking? Like, in what that's just like such a loaded question to drop on me right now. Such a loaded question. Like, what do you want me to? Are you like running a poll on a? Is it? No, am I finally getting polled for Trump approval rating? No, am I finally getting polled? Stop! Are they polling me actually this time? There's no way. I've been waiting for this Financial Times poll. No way. Are you really bullying me right now? Oh, wait. Here's the thing. I want to start taking peptides. Damn, I started talking about my tax bracket, and some random guy comes in here and asks if I'm a Trump supporter. Okay, I asked before, who takes peptides and, like, what do you take? What do you take? No weird shit. I'm just actually curious. If you take a peptide stack at all, what do you take? And, like, why do you take it? BPC. Recovery. NAD plus. Shut the fuck up, bro. Creatine is not peptides, bro. Hey, do you have a letter from Trump, man? Who is this guy? Wait, what's happening right now? Who are you? My brother takes melatonin. Yeah, I'm like, all right, let's just watch this one, and then we can start the stream. Actually, start the stream. Let's just watch this. Everyone's trying to, like, is on this red. I know, like, 10 people that take Retta. They're like, all they talk about is Retta. You think, hey, you all think I need peptides or no? You all think I need it or no? Here, do like a full, like. Okay. It's an interesting topic. We'll do a full peptides. I want to just introduce it. There's like a lot of interest in here, I guess. A lot of you guys are interested in it. I'm interested in like trading it. How do you trade it? Is what I really want to know. You need MT2. I don't even know what that is. MT2. How do you trade it? Melatonin 2 is a synthetic peptide hormone frequently used for off-label for tanning. Bro. First chatter, just like write some random like barcode in here. SLUPP332. I feel like we have too many smart people in here to like not cover this stuff. What did he just type? Is it an experimental exercise mimetic drug? Dude. That stimulates the metabolic benefits of physical activity without increased exercise. It's an experimental... What? You know my favorite trade on looks maxing? My favorite trade idea I got on the looks maxing is short Tinder. Let's see what it's been doing actually. Wait. Tinder holding company. Long clavicular on Sora. Dude, clown this guy. MTCH. Yeah, match group. Wow, it's just been down only. Hims is on HIP3 now. No, it is not. Stop. I told him to add that. Oh my god, it is. Dude, it has $23 of volume. It's $23 of volume. I mean, you could probably rip this. All right. Time to have serious conversation now. Wow, still early. Yeah. New pharmaceutical company. 5 minutes old. We have serious stuff to talk about. Dude, if you tell me to look at my fucking Twitter notice one more time, I'm gonna fucking crash out. I swear I'm gonna fucking crash out. I'm gonna fucking crash out. Vega Capital Origin Ball. I love this stream. They're trying to make me go mainstream. I won't let them. Chat. They're trying to make me go mainstream. I won't let them do it, bro. What if we just stay Cuddy forever? They're trying to make you go mainstream. I won't let them do it, bro. Whoever just pulled that is the reason we're gonna stay niche. Whoever just said Vega Capital is the reason we're just gonna stay niche forever. That was so sick. All right, I'm getting up real quick. I'll be back in 30 seconds. I drank 3 gallons of water. I'll be back in 30 seconds, and then we have to talk about fucking. It's time to talk about war, gentlemen. It's that time.
Look at the mirror, turning to ice and say you the man, so talk to me nice. I'm cashing a check, I'm out for the night. Over your CEO, gotta talk to me nice. Industry makers, I get all the hype. I'm in niggas' heads, I'm looking like lights. I buy the thing without checking the price. The boy from the 6 gotta talk to me nice. You see the teen nigga, look at the management, marketing genius. Look what I'm ravaging, flew out the turns and go fuck up some lavish shit. I hate the baddest, but I'm never bragging. Move precision, no looking, no catalyst. Breaking down plays like an NBA analyst. I learned the waste when I sat down with Jack. My arm getting stronger, my words for the facts. I'm at the point I can touch on the moon. If I'm about to touch it, I'll walk on the tube. If I got partners, I'm sending the goons, and they do it now, I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm hitting numbers when I'm on the news, but you just start growing when you hit the news. I got the gun and I'm ready to shoot. If one of these niggas is trying me, shoot. Look at the mirror, turning to ice and say you the man, so talk to me nice. I'm cashing the check, I'm out for the night. Over your CEO, gotta talk to me nice. Industry man, cause I get all the hype. I'm in niggas' heads, I'm looking like lights. I buy the thing without checking the price. The boy from the 6 gotta talk to me nice.
Check with your bro, gotta talk to me nice. HL guy gotta talk to me nice. I fuck on the bed and she talk to me nice. She speaking in Spanish.
Dude, there's a chance I just might start streaming like way longer because my chair is comfortable. Imagine. Nobody said a word. I did like a 4-hour stream yesterday. It was 3 hours and 10 minutes. I just might start streaming longer because my chair's comfy. That's fucking awesome. Who would have known? Yeah, fucking right. What chair you got? I don't want to say, dude. You're not. I'm gonna seem unrelatable. You're gonna feel like you. If I told you what chair I'm sitting in, you'd feel like you can't relate to me. I'm just being honest. Get a stand-up desk. I do. I do have a stand-up desk outside. All right, let's laughs and rich. I honestly was rich until I have to fucking pay taxes. So stupid. All right, let's talk about the world right now. Let's talk about the world. Where should I start? I actually have a bunch of places I want to start. Okay, let's just get into war updates. We have to do it. Start with the vid. All right, let's start with the vid. Let's settle in. Yeah, let's start with the vid. Is it all right to talk about politics, dude? What's your fucking deal, man? What is your deal? What's the deal, dude? What is your fucking deal, man? Like what are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to accomplish, man? What the fuck, man? It's just like just spit it out. I just spit it out. I mean, what's the deal? What? Like what, man? What? Fuck, dude. Fuck. You think asking permission to talk about fuck, man. Fuck, dude. It's dry. All right, let's start with this video. I'm supposed to watch this, I think. There's a Trump war. Fuck, man. You're fucking spiking my cortisol for fucking what? For what? In case of investigation by any federal entity or similar, I do not have any involvement with this group or any people in it. I do not know how I am here, probably added by a third party. I do not support actions by the member of this group. Dude, I ask him. Dude, I can't take it. I can't fucking take it. I can't fucking take it.
Sir.
Can I watch this? Is this gonna end bad?
Sir. They're about to go nuclear. How long do we have? They're 2 weeks away. How 2 weeks away are they? Even more 2 weeks away than they were 5 years ago. My God! That's dangerous levels of 2 weeks away. I know.
That's funny.
Son, if anything happens to me, continue my work. We're only 2 weeks away. I will continue, inshallah.
Is that Jake Gyllenhaal? What?
I will continue, inshallah. Now I'll go to where no one can find me. My office on the 3rd floor, right by that really big window. Vengeance! Sir, if we attack, they will close the Strait of Hormuz. They don't have the balls to close the Strait of Hormuz. They just closed the Strait of Hormuz. And oil is now over $100 a barrel. Please keep me out of this. No one likes this war. And I want to be president one day. Come on, send a boat or something.
You're the most powerful military in the world. You send your own boats.
That was a test. Ha! You fell right into my trap. Sometimes the best reason for war is no reason at all.
What is this? What is this cutscene? What? Thanks for the gifted. What is this cutscene? What is this cutscene? What is this? What is this cutscene? Thanks for the gifted, brother. What is this? Was that AOC? No, I don't think that's his wife, dude. That's AOC, I think. Is that AOC? What? That's definitely not his wife. Bro, that's not his wife. Brother. It's definitely AOC. It has to be, right? Sorry. I mean, that was, you probably could have skipped like 4 weeks of our stream and just watched that. Honestly. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. So basically where we're at is the news out of yesterday was, my goal is to spend the least time on war today as we've spent, actually, despite my title being trading Trump headlines, the U.S. ex-Iran war gets worse. We're going to spend as little time as possible on the war today. I don't know about as possible, but whatever. There was an announcement that came out yesterday from Israeli News Network 12. And they're like, there's a ceasefire and here are the terms. And it's like 15-step plan. And it's like, Iran will never have nukes. Iran will open the strait. Iran will never close the strait again. Iran will never have nukes. Iran will never build a nuclear power plant. Iran will like surrender all their nuclear capabilities. Iran will say sorry. Iran will apologize. Iran will never do anything mean to us again. Iran will like pay us sanctions. And Iran has agreed to the terms. And it was like, what? What are you talking about? What is this Israeli news network? No Trump, no Hegseth, nothing. Yeah, and it was fucking sus. Oil dumps on it, of course, because that's just like how oil is trades, doesn't care. And it was kind of obviously fake. And so this came out today. Can Iran stop shitting up wars? It's decent. So Iran has officially rejected the U.S. peace proposal and sets 5 conditions to end the war. Iran's condition includes immediate end to attacks and assassinations on Iran. It's like a decent starting point, I would say. Establishment of concrete guarantees against future U.S. attacks. Clear determination and guaranteed payment for war damages. By the way, I'm not going to say this is what I predicted, but I'm just saying we went over what could happen from here. I said that I added this, reparations. International recognition of Iran's authority over the Strait of Hormuz. An end to the war across all fronts, including for all Iranian proxies in the region. The one thing I don't understand, by the way, is still to this day, is what the fuck is Saudi Arabia doing, bro? Like, why is this? I still don't get it. Really, I really don't get it. Why is this Iran's Strait of Hormuz? Like, what about everybody else? You got to get in and out. Pakistan, Oman, UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia. It's like, what is everybody else doing? It's crazy. I mean, look, what is everybody else doing in this spot? Why is this like Iran decides what happens to the Strait of Hormuz? It's like nobody wants any, I don't know. But every time I read this update, I look at the map and I'm like, how is that a thing? Why does it work like that? And so Saudi Arabia has water on the other side of their country they use or no? I have no idea. Oh, whoa. I've never seen this view before. The Red Sea. Nice one, Viblet. Yeah. Okay, word. The Red Sea. Cool. I thought you couldn't own water. Yeah, well, here's where we're at. So, Iran says no negotiations will take place until their 5 conditions are met. Iran also says it will end the war at a time of its own choosing and only if the conditions it has set are fulfilled, which obviously the U.S. is not going to be like, okay, we're fulfilling these. And so Iran said it has reviewed the U.S. peace plan proposal and it considers the ask to be excessive. Iran also says it will not allow President Trump to dictate the timing of the end of the war. By the way, just saying when this thing started, it was proposed as a 72-hour war. 72 hours, maybe a week, and the whole thing is done. Here we are on March 25th, and on Saturday, it will be officially a month. 1 month. Strait still closed. And then this announcement came out, which is Iran building up defenses of Karg Island to protect against potential U.S. ground attack. Iran is fortifying Karg Island with mines and air defenses against potential U.S. military seizure. Karg Island processes roughly 90% of Iran's crude oil exports, critical to global energy markets. And then the final, Effective April 20th, 2026, the U.S. Army is increasing the maximum enlistment age from 34 to 42 and eliminating waiver requirements for a single conviction of possession for marijuana. They want LeBron. And so, I don't know. Apparently, they do this a lot. But this is 2 steps away from a draft, and I'm not being hyperbolic. I don't really know how this draft stuff works. I'm not there yet, by the way. I'm not, like, in panic mode about... Panic mode. I'm not even... They want Aiden Holloway. Chat, who here is 42? Is anyone here 42? That just had, like, the worst announcement you've ever heard? They want LeBron. It was a pretty good tweet I saw. They want LeBron. I'm like, fuck. They want LeBron. Second time you've had Braun and Bronny in the same draft. That's fucked. It's actually not funny. Yeah, they want they raised it to 42. They want Rasmer. So that is where we mostly are with war updates. Nothing's really happened. I mean, my general stance on this is the same that it was yesterday, which is that we are basically... Am I wrong for being here at 42? No, you're the GOAT. Booty Watcher, though, is your thing on Twitch? 42? I don't know if you're wrong, but... Then the username choice is interesting. 43 on chat. Hey, happy birthday, Booty Watcher. Everyone, happy birthday, Booty Watcher, man. 42 staying true to himself. Happy birthday, Booty Watcher, man. Dead ass. I'm so dead ass. Happy birthday. Appreciate you, Unc. Booty at 43. That's awesome, bro. Shout out to you, man. And so I want to watch a couple clips. Where does that go in clips? On the manipulation topic. I'm just going to rant for a while about oil still. I just can't stop thinking about it. I've been writing about it. I might write a book about this when it's all said and done. I feel like I can feel the market right now. I feel like I have finally just submitted to the market, okay? And so this guy on Twitter posted this video who we played yesterday. This Twitter influencer, Mr. Nuentes, and it's his second clip talking about how this entire structure of the war is based around the market, okay? And again, I played one yesterday, and the reason I'm going to play one today is that CryptoFront ran this, but the mainstream zeitgeist is screaming about how the market is being manipulated in war. And the mainstream is not supposed to know that that's happening. Okay, this is always my, like, you know, I'll read you one more conversation I had on a date, same date. I should just fucking marry this girl, huh? You know, I'm on this date, same one, and I swear this happened. It wasn't my dad. I'm talking about the Epstein files. And I'm talking about the Epstein files, and I'm just like saying to her how some point down the line there's going to be societal implications of the Epstein files. Like, the entire population is not supposed to know that the most powerful people in the world run this like satanic, demonic sex pedo ring of sorts. And she says back to me like, well, hasn't they always been running a satanic, demonic sex pedo ring? Like, isn't this just like a thing that's always been happening? I looked at her and I said, who cooked here? But the second thing I said was, yeah, yes, probably. But the curtain's been pulled back. And everyone can see it in 4K on Twitter, and it's not supposed to work like that. Okay? The government does weird stuff. The government always does weird stuff. But it's like a game of like they play it like it's like a musical performance, and there's like a show and there's a dance, and it's like, yeah, the government's doing weird stuff, but like I don't really know about it, and like my lunch was $5, and like gas is $2 at the pump, and I have a good job, and I'm employed, and like I'd rather just like not hear. It's like imagine it's like if you saw a homie of like, it's like imagine you were like best friends with a girl. Like your girl best friend, and she's dating this guy that you like kind of like, and you like you go into some random bar and he happens to be there, and you like see him cheating on her, and you're kind of like, fuck, I really just like wish I didn't see that. Like I really wish I didn't see that. That's what's happening right now with the great unveiling of Behind the Curtain, and it's happening in the market too. And it isn't supposed like, yeah, you know, Nancy Pelosi tracker, yeah, like this stuff has been going on forever. But it's so public in your face that the market is being manipulated that Nuentes is talking about it to his like audience of non-traders. They're not traders. And you're like, oh, fuck. This doesn't end well. I don't think this ends well. And so I want to play this clip because I think I haven't watched it yet. I saved the clips. I saved the clips for stream, but let's just watch it and let's see.
I was talking with everybody. I
can't show it.
Voice message, and people are saying it looks like this might be the end. This might be it. Because again, if Trump goes into Iran and bombs the energy, there's not even that much left that we can hit. If they come back and they attack desalination, they attack LNG, they attack oil, you're
desalination mentioned.
talking about a global recession.
I told her about Jang, by the way. I told her about Professor Jang.
And this is a recession that we don't come back from for probably years, maybe a decade. So I had a lot of people asking me, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think Trump is going to go all the way? Is he going to do it? And I said this on Telegram. I said, you know, on the one hand, he really can't back down from the threat. We can't give Iran the strategic victory. We can't lose the credibility. We need deterrence right now. At the same time, every single time that Trump makes a threat like this against Russia, against China, even the Democrats, he always backs down. I said, so it seems like basically an impossible situation. On the one hand, you have World War III. On the one hand, you have a total economic collapse. On the other hand, you have the mother of all, Trump always chickens out.
Taco mentioned.
So I know everybody was watching and waiting to see as the hours counted down over the weekend, what is Trump ultimately going to decide? And then this morning, literally buzzer beater at the last minute, Trump comes out and says, you know what, we're good. We're going to push it back by 5 days. And of course, the reason the timing is so conspicuous is because you have to consider the bounds of this entire episode in the conflict. He makes the announcement on a Saturday morning and says you got 48 hours.
What's significant about 48 hours on a Saturday morning?
So in other words, he says this after the markets close on Friday.
Guy speaking is Nuentes.
Okay. So that's all done. There's going to be no speculation on oil. There's going to be no speculation on gas. There's going to be no major movement in the market. And then just an hour before the markets open on Monday, he gives the all clear and it's all over. And in the meantime, when all of this is happening, the economy has gained and lost literally trillions of dollars. When he makes the ultimatum, everything crashes. Oil futures, gold, S&P 500, Bitcoin, literally every safe harbor, every market, every asset is in the toilet. Comes back on Monday and says there's actually...
He has an unreal voice and delivery. Do I sound like this when I speak on a rant? Yes or no?
A peace deal in the works, one that's very strong, and we're getting it together. No. And what do you think happens? When the market opens, everything shoots right back up. And this is...
You have your own aura. Wait, listen. Everyone shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
One that's very strong, and we're getting it together. And what do you think happens? When the market opens, everything shoots right back up. And this is classic Trump diplomacy. I don't know if this was the case in the first term, in the first administration, but at least in the second administration, it seems that every statement, every action, almost everything that Trump does is a calculated deception to manipulate the stock market, commodities trade, and financial markets. Like I said, when you consider the timing, it looks like this is some kind of financial manipulation. It seems very obvious that that's what this entire thing was. This was using our leverage over the weekend, and maybe the idea is we could compel Iran into making a deal with a threat like that. In the event that Iran doesn't listen, then we can call it off and we can salvage the markets. So in a word, it looks like that is just a complete farce. When you consider, and not even just the timing of this particular ultimatum, but how the war has been carried out basically every weekend since it started. On the other hand, with that being said, we have to be careful not to say that it's a total farce, because at the same time, there's a lot of reporting that there is a deal in the works behind the scenes.
Israeli News Network 12,
and there was a big spread in the Wall Street Journal, and there was some talk from Axios, from Barack Ravid.
Is he really a Wall Street Journal reader? You know, I subscribe to the Wall Street Journal.
Which says that there's a handful of Middle Eastern countries that are now getting in the middle of it between the U.S. and Iran as intermediaries. And they're pleading with Washington, and they're trying to leverage Iran also to come to the table and make an agreement for the sake of the entire region.
Yeah, and so it's just become consensus that they're fucking with the markets. I have one more video. To play for you. It's short, though. It's short. It's just going
into that oil market and kind of, for the most part, selling after that Donald...
By the way, was Trump Taco a thing during his first term? I wanted to learn about this.
Trump post. You can see there's this real spike in activity. A lot of people going in there, kind of this frenzy. And that's the kind of flip side of prices. But look at this. 15 minutes before that Donald Trump post, there was a very big amount of trading volume. Very big. In fact, actually, when you're looking at that amount of volume, that spike, that was the biggest trading volume that we saw that day. We're starting here just at 8 o'clock in the morning. We're going through to that moment of the Donald Trump post. Relatively quiet volumes, not much going on in the market, and then all of a sudden that. And if you're wondering, okay, maybe this was just a one-off, it was someone who made a lucky bet, have a look not just at this. So this is WTI, it's one measure, the US measure of oil. Have a look at Brent, which is the kind of the European, seen as the international measure of oil. Again, the same thing. Donald Trump makes his post, flurry of activity, lots of people there. But look at that. Again, 15 minutes before that Donald...
Yeah, I mean, look, we know this. We know this is happening. And so part of the problem here is that the market only moves based off headlines. But every headline is fake. Good luck. That's the market that we trade right now. Every headline is fake, and headlines are the only thing that can move the market any which way direction. Good luck. How do you trade in that environment? Well, there's about 2 things you can do. Number 1 is drive yourself up a fucking wall and bang. You know, I heard this really interesting, this really sweet poem or something I read. And sometimes a wall exists for you to bang your head against, but sometimes a wall exists for you to rest your head against. You know, sometimes that wall is there for you to rest your head against. And so you could bang it and try to figure out how to trade oil, or you could just not. You could just not. And so the market only moves on headlines, and all the headlines are fake. Every headline is fake. Every headline is fake. And so imagine trying to trade this. And so what's the poem? Because you like it or because it was retarded? I feel bad when I read tweets like this. And this is not a call out because I think this is a very smart gentleman, Ponzi trader. And it reads, there's literally nothing Trump can say to change the outcome of these events. Oil stocks lower. The only way out is a complete regime coup and assassination of the current hierarchy. And I think to myself, oh dear, welcome to the thread. Welcome to the gully. Welcome to the thread guy stream, okay? Welcome, my friend, to hell. Welcome to misery, okay? Because it is just not gonna happen. Welcome to the pit. It's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. This is what I've accepted. Someone's gonna make the trade, but it's not gonna be me. It's not gonna be me, and I'm okay with that because I made a trade, and it's not the trade, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I just have become okay with that. Okay, because I made another tweet. I'm on a little bit of a run right now. Also, do I repeat? Someone in the YouTube chat said I repeat myself a lot. Do I repeat myself a lot? I tweeted, oh wow, it's lucky banging. I knew this was a banger. Look, genuinely feel bad for the guy longing oil, thinking it will go up just because 20% of the world's oil supply has been shut off for a month, and every oil refinery in the Middle East is on fire due to an escalating war with no end in sight. Okay, imagine thinking that that would make it go up. And so I see a lot of people on the TL losing their minds about this, beating their head against the wall, And I think there's times to drive yourself crazy and think that I'm right and the market's not, and there's times to just not. And it's hard to do anything of value until this thing resolves itself. And so where I think we're at is this post and exactly this post right here, which I've been saying. I put this in the pit last night. I said it's probably all going to come down to this weekend. Will the U.S. stall and blame Iran for failing to negotiate or not? After all, that's what seems to have happened in the first place as negotiations took place prior to the operation. My main fear remains Israeli escalation to keep this going, while I think U.S. incentives are mostly pointing towards an exit and deal. Who's in charge? As the troops arrive on Friday, it is possible we see the war continue. However, that said, the terms for both ends are actually very close compared, let's say, to Russia x Ukraine. I don't know much about this. Also, wait, before I forget about it, did Trump used to taco on first term? Back to it. Hold on. The combination of close terms, all targets having been achieved, honestly, apart from the regime change and the major backlash the admin would get for getting troops involved right into midterms, really create an incentive. They're already going to lose midterms, so fuck it, right? On the Iranian side, make no mistake. If the U.S. goes for the energy and the like, it will create a real mass panic as the population asks for an end to the madness. Without oil to fund the regime and a large part of Iran now incentivized to take power, it becomes a very dangerous game. That said, the Gulf and the like would get involved and Iran fully destroyed in order to get back to peace. But again, oil prices, troops, NATO allies, and investments from abroad and midterms create the incentives the U.S. needs. It all comes down to this. Should war be the path forward, it will be very ugly for the world economy, but there will be no way back. It will come down to the decimation of the Iranian regime as we know it. Let peace be the way. I feel like Trump's going to do it. I don't know. I'm not rooting for him to do it. I'm not hoping for him to do it. I'm not predicting I guess I am predicting he's going to do it. I'm not encouraging him to do it. But, dude, I feel like he's too deep. I don't know. I feel like he's too deep. And if there was a long on oil, it's then. That's when you can't taco that. It feels like he's going to do it. It feels like he's going to do it. And the thing that's scary about it is, okay, we're going to move on shortly. I want to talk about AI and stuff, but I want to just like we'll just finish this because we've had escalations. I don't know hardly anything about war. I've been learning a lot as fast as possible with you guys. We've been learning about war. Drone warfare is fucking gnarly. And I've seen a lot of, I don't want to play the videos because they're just like, what's the point? But I've seen a lot of posts about the US, like the Western brain is not ready to see drone warfare on the TL. And I think that that's like largely correct. I don't think the TL is ready to see drone warfare from US soldiers. If we got there, it gets fucking gnarly, man. It does. It gets fucking gnarly. And whatever deal is on the table for Trump, it fucking sucks because he would have taken it. He doesn't want to be here. He knows. I mean, I know he's old and he doesn't have that much to fucking lose at this point. I mean, well, he has everything to lose, but like, it's not like he's got a second term on the line. I don't think he wants to do this, but we've sort of backed ourselves into the point of no return. TL's the timeline, and it feels like it's going to happen, bro. It feels like it is going to happen. It just does. Here's Polymarket, and then we're probably going to move on from Iran situation. Ceasefire, the late, it's the most active. What's the most volume? March, this is the best, the most volume. Just down. It got a fake pump on that fake ass headline. We should have shorted it on Poly, but the RR didn't feel great. Down. April 30th. Down. It's Trump's biggest gamble, is what this is. It's Trump's biggest gamble. And it is looking like a big time gamble. Forces enter Iran. Look at this. It's just kind of just in consolidation, curling. Most volume is by March 31st. This one's down a good amount. It got high. This thing got to 50% at the beginning when we recovered. This got to 50%. It's crazy. Dude, I feel like it feels like we're getting there. Close. And then, like, this is why I'm saying long-term positions, don't take them, and definitely be terminally online, at least to see what's going to happen. You kind of have to if you have money on the line because, like, in the markets, in a risk. Because, I mean, I don't know. This is just like a changing event. Like, this just, like, changes a lot what happens here. So, I don't know. I don't want to do, like, the nuclear weapon conspiracy theory stuff. That's no fun. But here's a Grant Cardone clip to lighten the mood. How about that?
Hey, I'm coming to San Antonio, man. Will you give me 5 minutes? This is before anybody knew who I was, right? No books, no kind of notoriety. So they're like, no, don't come by. But see, that was interest. To me, that's interest. No, I'm not interested. Not.
You want to go on a date? No, I'm not. I have a boyfriend. And that right there is when I knew she wanted to go on the fucking date.
Not interested.
So not interested to use interest.
Well, it is. It says not interested. Not is an adjective to describe interest.
Stop.
Okay.
Right? So it's a level of interest.
So if someone says they're not
I have,
interested,
on a
then
scale from 0 to 10, what interest level do you have? None. That is a level.
right?
Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You with me? A few minutes ago, he didn't know he had no interest. At least I'm on it. You see what I'm saying? You get it?
Well, I wouldn't do that. I disagree with that. But I'm not saying that. I'm not. Reasonable minds could differ.
Hey, I'm coming to San Antonio, man. Will you give me 5 minutes? This is before anybody knew who I was, right? No books, no kind of
Right.
notoriety. So they're like, no, don't come by. But you see, that was interest.
I mean, I gotta give the guy credit. He's good. He's fucking. I mean, that was unreal. This is, by the way, the perma bid on the stock market for 401ks and retirement funds are viewers of that podcast. That's your counterparty on a lot of these trades. I'm just being honest. I'll play this one for you too. We'll just rip some clips today.
The president has made it clear that you will not have a nuclear weapon. The War Department agrees. Our job is to ensure that. And so we're keeping our hand on that throttle as long as hard as is necessary to ensure the interests of the United States of America are achieved on that battlefield.
You know, Hegseth has some Cardone mannerisms. He does. He really does. Okay, is there anything else like really important for you guys in here? We could watch this one too. Let's just do a fucking Trump by the way, Trump looks fucking stressed. This is from yesterday. He looks fucking stressed.
The president has made it clear that you will not have a nuclear weapon. The War Department agrees. Our job is to ensure that. And so we're keeping our hand on that throttle as long as hard as is necessary to ensure the interests of the United States of America are achieved on that battlefield.
And Hegseth got to be tired of talking, bro. He just does. What else do I have here that's important? We could probably be done with war. The advanced negotiating, not that important. You know, when I first saw this, I was wondering if this is like some sort of deadline. Like, the war is over, has to be done by this. This is like a deadline. This is like a date. Feels significant. They pushed it back because of the war, and then the 14th and 15th of May is a deadline of some sort. He's going to China to be with Xi. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like thinking too hard about it. Two more things on this. 1 52nd I haven't watched, and then one take on the market.
We also don't fight with stupid rules of engagement. We untie the hands of our warfighters to intimidate, demoralize, hunt, and kill the enemies of our country.
Those are the words of a potential war criminal, right there. And that is not the advice and counsel and direction that any...
That was insane, actually, what he just said. That was nuts. That was nuts.
Secretary of Defense should be providing our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. It puts them actually in greater danger. The Secretary of Defense is a disgraced major that was kicked out of the DC National Guard. He has no qualifications whatsoever to be the Secretary of Defense other than his extreme loyalty to the president.
Who even is this? Who is talking?
Again, those are the words of a potential war criminal.
Who is this? Red Major General. I don't even know who this is. Buzz Aldrin. Dude, I can't believe I read that out loud. Buzz Aldrin. Dude. Where did I read that? This is the last tweet of this topic. Is at the beginning of the war, I actually liked this tweet. At the beginning of the war, oil priced in the conflict being prolonged while the rest of the market and general sentiment faded it. Brent went to 120. Nothing else did anything. Now oil is pricing a potential peace while the rest of the market and general sentiment are fading peace. It's an interesting tweet. The problem is I just struggle with oil pricing anything in because it is just like I have a tab. You will lose on oil. LOL. It is just hard to take it for any signal. Taco was an acronym coined in May 2025 during his second term, not his first, by financial analyst Robert Armstrong. Who is that? Robert Armstrong. Wow. This guy created Taco? Really? Huh. The term refers to a pattern where stock markets fall tariff threats, but Trump reduces or delays them. Wow, he's in Wikipedia. Look up RQ. Wait. Trump reacting to Taco.
He's got them both. Hello, everybody. How are you? You all ready?
Mr. President, Wall Street analysts have coined a new term called the taco trade. They're saying Trump always chickens out on your tariff threats, and that's why markets are higher this week. What's your response to that?
This country was dying. You know, we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. I went to Saudi Arabia. The king told me. He said, "You got the hottest. We have the hottest country in the world right now." 6 months ago, this country was stone cold dead. We had a dead country. We had a country people didn't think it was going to survive, and you ask a nasty question like that. It's called negotiation. You set a number. And if you go down, if I set a number at a ridiculous high number and I go down a little bit, a little bit, they want me to hold that number, 145% tariff, however, and they were having a lot of problems. We were very nice to China. I don't know if they're going to be nice to us, but we were very nice to China. And in many ways, I think we really helped China tremendously because, they were having great difficulty because we were basically going cold turkey with China. We were doing no business because of the tariff, because it was so high. But I knew that. But don't ever say what you said. That's a nasty question. He's got them both.
What do you think of this whole art of the deal thing? It's a book? Art of the Deal, Trump. Is there a Art of the Deal book summary? I use it as a troll, but I never really is there a summary? What do you think of the Art of the Deal? Is he a goat is he a legendary negotiator or no?
Before vying to become president of the United States of America.
Do you think Iran has read this book? The supreme leader before read this?
Donald Trump wrote a book nearly 30 years ago that became one of the most successful business books of all time. Trump starts by taking us for a week in his life back in 1987 when he just turned 40. There are a distinct lack of
He was 40 in 1987?
Formal meetings, but a large amount of phone calls, usually between 50 and 100 a day, that are short and to the point.
50 a day?
Interspersed between these are a dozen or so impromptu meetings. After leaving the office at 6:30, the calls continue into the evening and all weekend. It's clear that there is a strong woman behind Trump. His wife Ivana looks after their 3 homes and raises their 3 children. She even helps out on the business side by running Trump's Castle, the second hotel and casino complex Trump bought. When it comes to the specifics of deal making, Trump aims very high. And
do I just know nothing about Trump? Do I just know nothing about him?
Pushes relentlessly to try and get it. His ability to think big gives him a great advantage, as many people fear decision making and success. He doesn't just run a hotel, he runs a large hotel with a huge casino.
I did meet him.
Any decisions he has to make are made only after asking lots of questions and getting the opinion of everyone who is involved. Knowing the market is essential. To make a product valuable, getting the word out is crucial. Generating interest and excitement is needed, and Trump thinks it's better to do it himself than having public relations people to do it for him.
Oh, we know.
He's bold, controversial, and sometimes outrageous. This causes the press to write about him both positively and negatively, but from a pure business viewpoint, the pros of being written about far outweigh the cons. However, no amount of promotion, excitement, and hyperbole will help if you can't deliver the goods. You can't con people for long. You need to have a great product. Trump's greatest influence growing up was his father. His father built rent-controlled property in New York and taught him toughness in business, as well as competence and efficiency in an industry where profit margins were so low. Costs had to be kept down, so he learned how to negotiate hard with suppliers. His father also promised reliability in payments and a promise of future work as a way of getting suppliers to lower prices.
I just wonder what the art of the deal is.
These were strategies that his son followed when he moved into the upper market real estate.
What is the art of the deal?
At the age of 13, Trump enrolled in a military school and later attended Wharton School of Business. While studying, he worked with his father on an apartment complex they purchased in Cincinnati, Ohio, which contained 1,200 properties. They increased the occupancy rate to 100% by improving the look and cleanliness of the complex and then sold it for a profit. Trump moved to Manhattan in New York and started working on larger projects. In 1974, he became interested in buying the Commodore Hotel, a dark and dingy place that was losing money, but in a good location next to Grand Central Station and the subway. Trump soon got some designs for the new architecture of the hotel and entered a deal with
His
the
uncle got all of Nikola Tesla's work when Tesla died. What are you talking about?
Hyatt hotel chain, where they were equal partners. Trump would build the hotel, and Hyatt would manage it once built. It took several years of negotiation and renovation. But
Have you not watched the Trump movie? What are you talking about? The Apprentice. Isn't The Apprentice a TV show? Wait, what's The Apprentice?
You're fired, and you can now stream The Apprentice on Amazon's Prime Video. Starting today, March 10th, the streamer has begun rolling out 7 seasons of the show, starring now President Donald Trump. A new season will drop.
Trump. How old is it?
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. Excuse me, you dropped to your knees.
Yes. Begged to do this.
It must be a pretty picture you
Little
dropping to
John
your
and
knees.
Dennis thought I should be. Omarosa said me. Some other people said you. And in the end...
No, but by interrupting me when I'm knocking him, what are you doing to yourself?
Because I'm being truthful, and I'll always be truthful.
How stupid is that, right? He tried to outthink me, and nobody outthinks me. Nobody.
Is that Nick Jonas?
Thinks me. Nobody.
I felt like
Never heard of
a couple
classy
these girls
sex
were
in the
like
workplace.
crawling up Star's ass. I feel like even Hope
What the what is
or
this?
Marley or any I
By
can't.
the way, much nicer now that you lost all the weight. You agree?
It would not be very comfortable for you
No,
back
the
then.
other way it wouldn't have been acceptable.
No.
Before we find out who won, let me ask you this. Do you think that I should comb my hair like him? You know, it is my hair. You know that. It's a hairline. It's actually a hairline.
I see your scalp was good.
Wow. Okay. Important lore, I reckon. Maybe I'll watch this on my free time. That's wild. Wow. All right. Shout out to The Apprentice. I never knew it was the thing. Crazy that Fed asked if you liked Trump before, and now you're reading more about Trump. That is very crazy how that works. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna transition into crypto and finish the yellow vid. You don't want me to, I closed it. Crypto and AI. We got some fun stuff to talk about. Sora shut down. There's a lot happening. And my quote is coming up. I gotta lock in. We gotta lock in. Let me get up real quick. BRB. pee pee poo tweet. Let me get. Should I play his theme song? We have a good pee pee poo tweet to read. Let's play his theme song real quick. He tweets, still sitting on my hands. My vibes read that we get a quiet weekend. Everyone will get excited and crude will get crushed. Stocks will rally. And then we go ham next week with missiles, planes, and then boots on the ground next weekend. Jesus. Whoa. That is a gnarly prediction. Pee pee poo poo. I don't really. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna think. Like, there's not really much to speculate on, right? It's like there's not much speculation to be had. If you're in these trades, I don't know what to tell you. It's brutal. And otherwise, we're sort of just like at the mercy of what Trump is going to do. You can't take the headlines for truth because none of them are true. And we kind of have to just stay locked in until something happens. So that's where we're at with war. Those are the predictions. On another note, cryptocurrency looks pretty fucking good right now, if I do say so myself. First of all, Bitcoin ETFs now $2.5 billion for the month and one good day away from completely digging out of their year-to-date flow hole. That would be impressive. IBIT is already there and then some. In the top 2% among all ETFs in year-to-date flows. Again, incredible fortitude in the face of 40% 6-month price drop and widespread media pylon. For context, when gold fell 40% in a short time frame about 10 years ago, it saw 1/3 of its investors bail. And that's not bad either. That's normal. Bitcoin is just abnormal. Flow hole is a crazy term, but yeah, ETFs are getting inflows. And the narrative is just like changing a little bit. Like Zero Hedge tweet has the great memory to crypto unrotation started. And you look at these coins and you know the thing about crypto right now is two things. One, I don't think the market has priced in Sailor never running out of money. What does that mean long term? I don't know, but what does anything really mean long term? I don't know. Second is that it seems through, by the way, is this really ripping? Dude, who said captcha's moving? Second is, I don't know how we got here or why we got here, but it seems like we have a basket of alts that is relatively biddable, okay? And it looks something like Tau, Zcash, XMR, VVV, Hyperliquid, and I don't know. What else do people like? There's just like a nice couple baskets. There's a nice couple like basket of alts. Kita, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Oh, Zero. Thank you. Layer Zero. Thank you. Is what the other one I wanted to say. That looks really good. I'm not really gonna touch lighter because why? But these bigger caps are getting a bid again, which I think is pretty. It feels good to see it. I like to see it, guys. I like to see it. I like to feel it. I like to feel it when they come. Monad is fuck yeah, actually. I thought my PC just froze. Monad actually looks good. Yeah, it does. Peep. I mean, that's a good looking chart. That's objectively a good looking chart. Crypto is in a very unique and interesting spot right now. I had this article Oh boy, we're not doing this. There's no fucking way we're doing this. But what we can do is this. Let's see this. Oh my God. Let's skim this. Oh, brother. The bear case for BitTensor. I don't want to. No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. We'll come back. I don't want to do it. Here's what I do want to talk about. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm not interested. Here's what I do want to talk about. Okay, this is actually very interesting. VCX. Does anyone know what this is? Because I didn't until like 12 hours ago, but I do now, and it's pretty wild what's happening. Does anyone know what VCX is? Yes or no? Okay, good amount, decent amount. Okay. VCX is this publicly traded fund. It stands for the Fundraise Innovation Fund that has maybe it's made up of like 20% of Anthropic and 10% OpenAI or something like this. And it's like a proxy to get exposure to these AI labs. And it is getting bid to the literal fucking heavens right now. Like, it is getting bid. Everyone wants to talk about, oh, when SpaceX IPOs or when OpenAI IPOs or when Anthropic IPOs, it's over. This thing is getting bid like there's literally not going to be a fucking tomorrow. And so Trini makes this post. And he says, I have a working theory that when the market gets choppy, it concentrates speculative behavior into just a few tickers and causes a kind of paradoxical squeeze in a very select memes versus broad memes. For example, back in 2022, while the index was down like 20% year to date, a scam IPO from Hong Kong trading under the ticker HKD, which actually, let's learn about that. HKD. Went from 200 mil to having a larger market cap than ExxonMobil. Started out as a low float shenanigans, but became the last refuge for meme stock traders searching for anything that would still go up. Anyway, here's a chart of VCX, which is just, I mean, this candle opens at like 0. And it's up ungodly amounts. And so his take is basically like at the end of a cycle when we're low liquidity, you rotate further and further and further and further and further into anything that you can scam rip with a hot ball of money as high as possible. And then boom, what happens after 2023? We get rate hikes, crazy bear market, everything dies, right? And so here's what it is Anthropic mini IPO is unfolding in front of you and you missed a 15x return. The stock name VCX by fundraise went up 1,500% in 5 days. It holds 21% of Anthropic, 10% of OpenAI, 18% of Databricks, 7% made up of Anduril, and 5% of SpaceX. It has a NAV, net asset value of $19 per share. This morning it traded at $312. That means the market is valuing a $650 million fund at $5.4 billion. Just absolutely disgusting. Why? Well, they're doing it because the most important companies built right now refuse to go public. Nobody can get exposure. Pre-IPO perps are like kind of a gimmick. And there's no way to get access to these companies. And so people are bidding this thing up ridiculous, right? Because they want Anthropic, they want OpenAI, they want Databricks, they want Anduril. But it's getting euphoric really for no reason. Because there's some, like, they're not the only company that has exposure. And their NAV premium is so ridiculous. And so Tom Lee tweets, VCX, which has a stake in OpenAI and Anthropic, trades at 25x MNAV. I think this is about right, 25x. I thought it was more like 10, but we're saying 25 here. It's changing, obviously. Orbs, which, by the way, is the company that makes the orbs for WorldCoin, is 30% OpenAI and trades at 1x MNAV. 30% of this company is OpenAI. and it trades at 1x MNAV. Why is it not getting the premium? I don't know. Does this mean there's an opportunity here? Does this mean there's crazy upside in orbs? It could potentially mean that. Like, do we just go down and index every company that has exposure and what MNAV they're trading at with Anthropic and OpenAI? Like, maybe. No. Not this, is it? Wait. It is this ACO? Oh, this is down so bad. Oh my God. Oh God, this is down so bad. But it's getting a bid. I was at the mall and they were doing a pop-up where you get your eye scanned by the orb. How much? How much is this up? Wow, it's up a good amount though. It was up 100% at the top. Interesting. So why is it not getting the premium? I don't really know. But this thing is VCX is getting just the most ridiculous bid of all time. Look at this thing. It's just getting, look at this. Look at this fucking, look at this chart. We could have bought, I didn't even know this was a thing. We could have bought this. Oh my God, is this all today? No. This is on Thursday last week. It's up 600% just from that alone. And so one other interesting thing about VCX Amazon is this is the tweet I want. So people are buying this fund VCX at these levels to buy Anthropic at a $4.94 trillion valuation. That's what you're paying for the Anthropic exposure inside VCX at current prices. I think Anthropic's last round was at like 400 billion. The reported secondaries are going for 600 billion. I get that people want real exposure to these private names, but you can buy Amazon a real business and get 15% exposure to Anthropic. I mean, it's just fucking insane what people are paying. And so, yeah, Amazon stock gives you more Anthropic exposure per dollar than VCX does right now. And Amazon is actually a behemoth. Microsoft gives you 7x more OpenAI exposure. You already have access to these companies. Buying VCX, you're just paying a 16x premium because you didn't do research. Yeah, it's up 12% after hours. And so there's kind of a couple ways to look at this. There's two sides of the coin. One side of the coin is that, oh my God, we're pumping the latest stage meme coins possible. It's over. The second is that maybe OpenAI IPOing at $1 trillion is not the top. Maybe Anthropic at 600 bill if they IPO'd there, when people are paying almost 5 trillion to get exposure to it through VCX, has room to run when it IPOs. Maybe SpaceX, when it IPOs at $1 trillion and some change, has room to run because people are paying such a ridiculous premium for these companies. And so who knows what happens here, but how this plays out, I think, is very telling to, or at least some level of signal to what's going to happen in the public markets when these private companies start going public. The second thing that happened in the AI world is, let's check. Let me see real quick. The second thing that happened in the AI world is Sora, the AI TikTok clone short form video from OpenAI, has shut down. And I don't know, did this come out of nowhere? Did anyone here use Sora? Yes or no? They announced, we're saying goodbye to the Sora app. To everyone who created with Sora, shared it, and built community around it, thank you. What you made with Sora mattered. It absolutely did not matter. Nothing you made with it mattered. And we know this news is disappointing. We'll share more soon, including timelines for the app and API and details on preserving your work. And so this is the announcement. Did it come out of nowhere? I don't know. I've never really used it. I actually never used it once, and I never really see people use it. But it's significant for a couple of reasons. Number one is that Disney had planned to invest $1 billion into the company and let Sora have access to AI-generated videos of characters from Disney, Marvel, Pixar, and Star Wars. There were some massive investments planned going into Sora. Disney's been a terrible performing stock, but it's down. Now, announcement was yesterday. It's down like at least a couple percent, 3-4% on the announcement. Maybe it was going to go down anyways. And second is that the video scene for AI is so competitive and arguably, or maybe definitively, Chinese company Cdance is just winning. So Udi tweets, everyone is wrong about why Sora is canceled. Sora 2 is last gen tech. Cdance 2 is 10x better and will be rolled out in the US in the next few days. Trained on TikTok, which has more video data than anyone else on Earth, OpenAI cannot compete. The brute reality of the situation is that the United States has basically given up on winning AI video against China. Like, China has just definitively won. Cdance is the leading model out of China, and it is just incredible. They are just winning on video, and we're kind of giving up. And so there's always this conversation on, you know, is China distilling American model weights? Are they stealing American AI? And there's a lot of arguments as to why it is happening. But a counterpoint to they're not doing it is they've just won. They're winning video. They are winning video, definitively winning video. And this Sora announcement, I think, is further proof. And so a lot of people are tweeting the first domino to fall in the AI bubble. I don't exactly know if that's true. I think what is definitely true is that they realized that this product is just not where they're going to make any money. Okay. And so I did some math. Hear me out on this math equation. API pricing for Sora 2, $10 a second for video at 720p, $30 a second at Pro, and $50 excuse me, let me start over. 10 cents a second at 720p, 30 cents a second at Pro, and 50 cents a second at full resolution. A 10-second video costs OpenAI roughly $1 to $5 in raw compute. ChatGPT Plus gives you 50 videos a month for $20. That's 40 cents a video to the user, but costing OpenAI $1 to $5 per video in compute. So a power user making 50 videos a month is generating $50 to $250 in compute costs on a $20 subscription. The Pro plan, $200 a month for 500 videos is even worse. 500 videos times $1 to $5 per video is $500 to $2,500 a month in compute for $200 in revenue. And so the reality situation is they were getting absolutely torched on compute cost. Video is intensive and it's expensive, and nobody really cared about the product. I don't really think anyone cared about the product. No one was using it. There's better models that are cheaper, and they're just, I don't know, they're dialing in. Like, they're just not going to win on AI video. It's I don't know, it's kind of like a wild announcement, but I guess it wasn't crazy or the most unexpected. Let's see. This is such a good one. Sora tribute.
Are you kidding me? Drop it! Drop the gun! Give me that! Hey, let go!
There was some, it was pretty good for like a day. Yeah, they don't have the scroll thing on Twitter. On desktop, I wish they did. What does it Jaws say? It did achieve 1 million downloads in less than 5 days. #1 in the App Store. $1 billion deal with Disney. At one point, used 30% of OpenAI's available compute just to serve demand. Don't even get me started on this shit. Yeah, there's no retention. Like, everybody just wants to like pirate IP and use videos of other people, and you just can't do it. They won't let you do it. Hems is up to 3K volume, by the way, on Hyperliquid. Okay, what is this HKD? HKD stock. Dude. What the fuck happened here? Wait. HKD. What the fuck? Whoa. Whoa. There's nothing about it.
A frenzy of activity this week pushed one Hong Kong fintech stock to briefly become one of the 10 most valuable companies in the world. Joining us now, JJ Kinahan.
What?
CEO of IG North America. I always point out that having a few shares change hands at a certain level and then
Top 10 most valuable company in the world.
Multiplying the outstanding shares by that level and pretending this company was ever worth that market cap, it's not. It gets out of hand where a few things change hands, but the market cap was never more than Coca-Cola. But it is representative of the speculation and the fervor that was happening that day, JJ. Are we back in that regard?
Wait, what's it called? AMTD? Here's a historic extreme short squeeze in August 2022, with shares skyrocketing over 21,000% from their 7. Fueled by low float, high volatility, and massive speculative buying, the surge often led to meme stock behavior, so HKD became heavily volatile with the parent company. Thank you. What the fuck?
MTD, which we're going to be following today, finally following suit. One of the things that we've been talking about the last couple of sessions is in the midst of AKD's insane run up, trading down, actually well below 100. I'm only zooming in. You're going to miss out when this started at about $10 last week. And then just stair stepping to the upside. You're like, can it go past 400? Can it go past 500?
There's like no coverage about it. This is like really bizarre. Hong Kong-based services. Startup AMTD Digital up 3,000%. It's being discussed on Wall Street Bets. The stock is up over 20,000% since IPO. It's listed at USD 10 per share. The company issued a statement saying it expressed the appreciation of the support from the investor community for the successful completion of its initial public offering. What is a meme stock? Wow. There's really nothing about this. Should we make the video? We should make the video. Wow. That's insane. Look up Ohm token, like crypto token. Yeah, but it's like it's a little different when it's like a publicly traded company, you know? It's a little different when it's a publicly traded company. Chat! We have another Towel guy coming on tomorrow. We have the guy that runs the fund with Jason Calacanis. I didn't plan yesterday's interview. It kind of just happened. So we have like another Towel interview tomorrow. It'll be a good one, though. It'll be a good one. It'll be a good one. I'm trying to get J Cal on as well. I am trying to get J Cal on as well. It's a weird market right now. Like, we're kind of just waiting, I think. We're waiting to figure out what's going to happen. And it's a weird thing to be waiting for. No Kahoot today. It's a weird fucking thing to be waiting for. But I think we sit in a good spot. Like, we're just protect and patience is what I'm on right now. Protect and patience. God spots, protect and patience is like where I'm at. I feel good about what we're covering on stream as well. You're supposed to give us a threadguy pickup line. I can't. My handlers are not going to fuck with me. I feel like I like where the stream is going as well. Friday, I'm going to do a taxes stream. Are you down? Do you actually want to do it? What do you do if you make 100K on a trade? What do you do if you make 10K on a trade? What do you do if you make 1K on a trade? Should we do it? I think we should do it. I got you, bro. I got you. Taxes, you mean Monero? Depressing ass stream Friday. I know, it's going to suck. We have to do it. I thought I was always going to be asset trading until I pulled up here. Do you really mean that? Why? What happened? Give me some like glaze. Not glaze, but give me some like substance. Like, what happened? We're going to just figure it out, man. I just like... I just have a really deep belief. Just because I don't got to be a quant to read headlines, it's pretty obvious when you break it down. Now, my problem is, like, how do I get the rest of the world to see what we're doing here? Not that I want to blow up your guys' spot, but how do we get the whole world to see what we're doing here? It's tough. I'm working on it. I'm doing my best. I'm working on it. But I feel like for as niche as we are, we have a mainstream appeal. We give mainstream sauce. You feel me? We're going to get it there. I really believe that we are. A morning stream for the boys. Dude, the morning streams are cooked. The morning streams are hard. I'm not going to lie. I just think we're going to get it there, bro. I like the Friday night stream, but I got to stop partying to do that. No more party. I can't be partying if I'm doing Friday night stream. I enjoyed that. Keep it low key till we all eat. You catch social trends? Well, I think I do. I gotta stop partying for Friday night streams. It's not gonna work. The morning streams are rad. Yeah, they are. They're good. They're not bad. Tomorrow we're gonna do a fun stream. Tomorrow we're gonna do a good stream, and it's gonna be a... That's facts. Spicy meatball, either goat. We're gonna have a sick... What is this clip? Oh, it's actually a good clip. This morning and I said, you know what? I'm 24 years old and everyone has been saying that the key, I'm like, why do I feel like shit? And everyone's been saying for 24 years of my life, the key to feel better is to drink water. And I've never really done it. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to really like try this hydration thing. That's awesome. I'm going to try this hydration thing. All right. I love you guys. We're going to have a smart stream tomorrow. We're going to get better. We're going to get smarter. That's the only thing. We're skill maxing. Okay. The money comes when you're fucking lit. The money comes later. We're skill maxing. Your only job is to show up, get smarter, put the time in, it's just a reps game. It's like you and the man on the other end of the trade who put in more reps. That's what I'm learning is I'm starting to hit some trades, get my flow. It's just like you and the man across from you who put in more reps. That's all. It's it at the end of the day. Who put more hours in? It's just like it's actually just a math equation. Who put in more hours? If you put in more hours, you're going to win. If you put in less hours, you're going to lose. And maybe people get lucky either direction along the way, but it's who put in more hours. That's just like the way the world works. I'm pretty convinced. So get your fucking hours in. Come get them in with me tomorrow. Come get them in with me Friday. Pause. I wasn't even pause. And we'll have a fucking good weekend and we'll crush it. I love you. I appreciate you with all my heart. I can't do this without you guys. The stream, the chat, the pit, it makes all of it possible. I love you with all my heart. I appreciate you. I'll see you all tomorrow. Let's get fucking muddy. Let's get some reps. Go to the gym. Fucking drink some water. Do what you got to do. Hey, first chatter saying peace. Baka flocka. Much love. This was a good show today. I enjoyed it. Peace.